remember it way later in the show.
I can't help it. Your memory's not very good, Kevin.
Y'all get me off track when I'm thinking about it. I'm sitting there holding a thought, watching three people talk, holding a thought.
We get him off, and he talks about Harry Potter.
Yeah,
but we're getting him off topic. Okay, just remember that, Terry. Just remember that.
Terry, what do you think about Quidditch?
What do I think about it?
Yeah, what do you think about Quidditch?
Okay, on to the next subject.
Yeah.
All right, Marlins make the playoffs after a 105-loss season last year. I mean, people, you can do it. The Angels have never done it, so they stink.
Mike Trout,
bury them.
He won't be playing.
They need to call him the MVL, Hunter. Let's just do that.
The what?
I'll go.
Most
I'll agree with
valuable
that.
loser.
Yeah.
Okay.
How about the gloat?
The gloat.
Can we call him the
greatest
gloat?
loser of all time?
What about that, Terry? Gloat. You like that one, don't you?
Well,
The gloat.
I will say this. Now, it's not only his fault. There's 8 other guys out there with him.
That's right. If he took a $3 million contract and they got to pay 7 other people like the Braves do, maybe they'd have some better 8 other guys.
Go.
But, that's not
He
my
doesn't
business.
want to win. He just wants to
business.
make money. He don't care.
Wants to be on ESPN.
Oh,
All right.
Trout. Yeah. No.
Here you go. In the American League playoffs, Tampa, Yankees, Blue Jays. How about them
How about
Buffalo
that?
Blue Jays?
Yeah, how about that?
Buffalo.
Buffalo ought to sue Major League Baseball to have them change the name on the list of where it says Toronto on it. Just get them out of there.
Their first
Minnesota,
year.
Cleveland, Chicago. Hunter, pull up where they're going to be playing again for us.
The bubbles.
Yeah, pull up the bubble locations for me. So let me pull up this for the folks, the standings at home, make them for our watchers, viewers. We've got in the American League playoffs. There you go. It's like I said, Tampa, Yankees, Blue Jays, Orioles. I just skipped over. Not the Orioles. Twins, Indians, White Sox, A's, and Astros. Astros 29-29 sneak in the playoffs. I told you guys for the season 500 probably be it. They clinch with 29 wins. 500 be 30 wins. The Cardinals are actually not playing 60 games unless needed. They're playing 58 games.
I told y'all.
Well, Terry, when you don't need all the games to make the playoffs,
That's what I told people.
That's not
There's
fair.
no way.
It's not fair to the other teams.
which teams is it not fair to?
The other teams that had to play 60 and had to burn up their arms and travel and work.
It is a 2-game difference, but still.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, no,
everyone's
you're
about the
right.
same.
I agree.
So
Not
do you
fair,
want
it's not right.
if we forfeit the 2 losses and have Wainwright and Carlos Martinez play catch, we feel better?
Yeah, no, but what I'm saying is rules are rules, Kevin. If it says 60 games, should you not play 60 games, Terry?
I told you from the start. They already said there'd be teams that would not compete for a whole 60 games.
The Cardinals won 29 games and less than everybody else have played so far. That's more than, let's see.
The Reds are 1 game back. No, they're tied. The Reds and Cardinals are tied, and the Reds are in a series with the Twins, and they beat them last night.
Right.
So, I mean, that's for that second place, but that won't eliminate the Cardinals if the Reds pass them?
Well, 8 teams get in. There's only 6. The
'Cause
Reds are already in.
You got Braves,
The Reds are
Marlins,
already in.
Cubs, Cardinals, Dodgers, Padres, and then the next 2 best teams. You got Philadelphia
Giants
with 28.
and Cardinals
Yeah.
and Brewers.
Man, they're right all there together, though. The Cardinals, the Reds, the Giants, the Phillies.
Cardinals are 2 games over 500 of
Oh
29
my
wins.
God! Someone went ahead and let Trevor Bauer and the Reds in the
Tom,
playoffs.
The Brewers are
you
28
reading
and
yours
30.
right?
Yeah.
I know how
And the
sometimes
Giants
you
are
get your
29.
standings
No,
messed
No,
up.
no. I've got
Oh,
the
okay, I
top
was
2,
wondering.
and then Terry, you go top 2. I know this is hard for you to pay attention.
It's
The
not hard
top
for
2
me.
in every division. Then the next best win
Next
total.
two.
Next 2. You got Philadelphia with 28 wins. The Cardinals with 29. The Reds at 30. They're all alive. There's 2 games left.
Reds have clinched.
So the Reds are in no matter what.
Right, they've clinched.
Okay, so that leaves
2 teams in every division have clinched so far. There's 2 spots open for Phillies, Cardinals, Brewers, and Giants.
Okay, because it's all there together.
Right.
I mean, they're right all there on 28.
Yeah, that's
29
right. I mean, there's only 2 of us here at
They-
this
they-
table that have clinched, Tom. So
That's right.
They said
That's
they would
right.
play.
Hey, look at this.
They said they
Look
would
at
play
this.
all 60 if needed. So if they make the playoffs, they're in. If they don't make the playoffs, I mean, if they need those 2 games, they'll play them
Right.
on what is it, Monday and Tuesday?
I'm not
Whatever
debating
it
that.
is.
I'm just saying they should. If they're eliminated, of course, don't play them. But
Well,
if they're in,
obviously.
they should play them all. They should play them all. Play all your games.
especially if it comes down to nitty gritty, where like maybe 1 game separates the 2.
What they'll do though, if they did have to play,
Are we
going to
have a 61st game?
They would do what
They're going to make them if needed.
Yeah.
If they make the
If it
playoffs
makes a
without needing it, it won't make a difference.
They wouldn't burn a starter, but they do like a bullpen game or something like that, but still make them use their bullpen. Make them use their pitchers. That's all I'm saying. Make them use their pitchers.
Y'all
So,
go out there
Hunter,
and throw 100 times.
Yeah.
Dodgers will have the first seed.
Yes.
You
we
guys are
have
tied
locked the
for
second
two.
up. We have officially locked up the second seed.
How is that possible?
We did it last night.
No, it's not mathematically possible for you to lock up second.
We are the
never mind.
2
Yes,
seed.
it is. Yes, it is.
Yes.
I was looking at best
These
record.
guys don't read up on the rules, Hunter, in case
Well,
you
not
haven't been
just that,
following
but I saw it on Twitter.
They changed the rule. Yeah, that means it's a fact.
They don't catch up on
They change the rules every 2 weeks.
We
in
are the
baseball.
official 2 seed in the National League.
I was looking at you were tied with the Padres as the overall 2. I didn't know if they were going to go overall 2.
That's probably
seed in
just
that.
due because we won our division.
All right.
Padres
so-
are going to be a tough out in the playoffs.
So who do the Dodgers choose to play against?
Probably the Padres. If I was them, it's just because I've seen them. I've played them so many times already this year.
You don't.
I
think,
know them.
What about the Giants?
Let me get this straight.
Oh, are the Giants possibly going to make it out of the
Yeah.
same division?
Yeah.
Well,
Giants,
if the Giants,
Cardinals, and Phillies and Brewers.
I
Giants,
know that
Cardinals,
I
Phillies,
know they're
Brewers.
competing, but they're not quite
2 of
there
those are
yet.
getting
Yes. Okay. So if it is the Giants, then yes, I would want to face the Giants. If it's out of anybody, it would be either to me the Giants or the Padres, and it's for this. It's the same reason I just said. I've seen them. I've played them already. 3 or 4 different times this year, or
Do you
3 or
risk-
4 different
Do you risk
series.
picking a division opponent and pissing them off and
Yeah.
then getting beat by them?
I mean,
with the
not if
Padres?
you've handled them regularly. If you between the two, I would much rather see the Giants, obviously.
Well.
But
They're the 8th seed. Giants are the 8th seed right now. Cardinals 7.
and here's the thing:
So
if
they
it
pick the Giants,
comes down to
who do
they
y'all
don't.
pick? That's what I want to know. This is Braves country. You're a Braves fan, so I'm not that concerned with the Dodgers. Let's say the Dodgers pick the Giants. That means Cardinals 7, Reds 6, Marlins 5. Who are you picking to play if you are the general manager of the Atlanta Braves?
Heck,
Hunter
that's
Yancey?
simple.
Marlins.
Yeah,
We hung
that
29
is
on 'em.
simple.
We hung 29.
Yeah,
on
and
them.
scored 9 against them, 11 against them. I mean,
We've had
double
we've had
figures.
our moments where we kind of split with them early in the season, but since everybody started clicking, the
It's
Marlins don't want to see none of us.
It's all about matchups. How's my pitching doing against
Yeah.
your hitting and vice versa?
Our
So
pitching right now is kind of in a good spot.
Let's say the
so
Phillies get the 7 seed.
I still want to see. I'd
You
want to see the
Marlins
Phillies.
instead of Phillies, or
I'd
what?
want to see either one of them. I'm fine with seeing the Phillies or the Marlins. They don't want to see
So
us.
you have
I
no
promise you
respect
that.
for anyone in your division.
No, we were down 2-1 last night and took him into extra innings. Brought Freeman in off the bench. He wasn't even warmed up, and he cracks one for a walk off. I'm not scared of nobody
How
right
about
now.
this?
I'm not.
The Marlins have a winning record
You'd be
over.
more scared of Philly than you would of the Marlins.
But see, I don't know.
Philadelphia's lineup is pretty
Philadelphia's
stout.
lineup is good, but the Marlins with us this year, until recent,
Yeah, y'all
we were
scored a ton
flipping
of
back and
runs
forth with
against
them. Now, recently, we've had the Marlins numbered. Something just clicked, and we've just had them. But we've had everybody's number right now, runs wise. We can score with anybody. So that's why I mean, like, I'm not scared with anybody that we have to pick, because the only person that I do fear we don't have to see till maybe the
Yeah,
NLCS,
Dodgers.
and that's the Dodgers. I'm not even really that scared of the Padres, because I'm pretty sure Clevenger's done for the season. If I'm not mistaken, he was he had an elbow issue a few nights ago. I don't know if he's done for the season, but
Yeah, but
he's
he
not
just got
100%. Yeah, I know, but
But he ain't
he
the
was
one that
go-
led them to the record that they got.
he was going to be a crucial part of their
he
playoff
would be
run.
a playoff run.
He would have
but I
been
mean,
he would have been one of the pitchers that I'm like, okay, he's maybe gonna give us, like when we play the Dodgers. The only one I would be scared of is Kershaw. Other than that, if we beat Kershaw, I'm not scared of anybody else
Oh,
on their
you're not
pitching
scared
staff.
of Kershaw when it gets to the playoffs. Nobody is.
That's what I'm saying though. Like if we beat him, then I'm
He's
like,
a good
whatever.
regular season pitcher, but he's not a playoff pitcher.
So if we would have met with the Padres, Clevenger would have really been the only one on the mound with the Padres that I had a little bit of iffiness with. That I was like, okay, he might take this game from us. But now, if it's a substantial injury because he didn't pitch the other night, and I saw someone was talking about it, like it was like an elbow or arm thing, I'm fine with it.
His arm motion would put a lot of stress on that elbow, it looks like. Plus,
I can look it up. I have the
Does
internet.
Clevenger not balk every time he pitches?
A lot.
I mean, and
Yeah.
they never call a balk on him. I mean,
But
it's
now
just,
I heard where Atlanta's already, what is it, Freed is going to be the starter.
Yeah,
You know, I mean,
that's our go-to guy. He's only in
I
his
know,
second season.
but he's hurt, and then he's going to be the guy you throw
Well,
out there in
by-
game one.
Tom, balking has turned into traveling in basketball. It's just
It
kind
It
of
has.
It is.
whatever the umpires feel.
It is.
Yeah, I
Whatever
mean,
people-
Yeah,
it's-
I-
they let you do whatever you feel like as long as people on TV don't care. It's
Look,
weird.
I'm fine with throwing Freed out there because by the time it starts, I think he'll be healthy. Obviously, I wish we'd had Soroka, but we lost him early in the season and maintained what we did. I thought we'd be lucky if we just would win every other game
All right, weird.
because how bad our pitching is.
Weird Marlins stat: they're 11-15 at home, 19-13 on the road. Phillies are the opposite: 19-13 at home, 9-17 on.
Well, it
the
don't matter.
road.
Nobody's playing home and away
Right.
right now. This is all be neutral site.
Mhm.
Neutral site.
All right, Tommy, who are you? Are you guys fighting for first in a three-way battle?
Yeah, it's going to be, they could be on down. They were 7th not too long ago, but it's kind of it's hard with this new format. You know what I mean?
You could be anywhere from a 2 to a 7 seed.
Right, somewhere in there because they have 34 wins. Tampa Bay, no one's going to catch them. They got 38. Then you've got Minnesota with 35,
Right.
Oakland with 35. So they have a chance to be a decent seed there, but they're right there with the White Sox. They're tied. Right now they have them in they would be in 5th.
Let's
ahead
say
of
you pull out
Houston.
the 2 seed. Who are you choosing?
Well, I mean, if you just
Is
look
it
at
the
head to head,
Buffalo Blue Jays or
if you
Astros?
just look at head to head, like some people are saying Chicago, I mean, just beat them 4 straight, but
Yeah.
they were all close games.
right.
And I wouldn't want to call out a good team and say, hey, come on, we beat you a long time, but there are a lot
and
of close
division
games.
rival.
And
See, that's
division
why I
rivals,
just
so-
don't know how much
So you want Blue Jays
solidity
or
this
Astros?
picking has. I just don't know how much
that's
ground
basically
that
the choice
has.
if you get it.
If it was me, I'd go, I'm a number 2 seed, throw me up against whoever's number 7.
That's exactly
Yeah.
how I feel.
So,
Yeah.
so Tampa. Who
That's
do you
what
think,
I would do.
Who do you think Tampa chooses, Terry? Toronto or Houston?
Shoot,
I
want
wouldn't
Houston.
mess with Houston. But now,
I
even
would
though they
go
don't-
Toronto.
even though they don't have Garrett Cole anymore, I mean, they're not as good as they were.
I don't know. I'm
I
the
would not-
opposite. I would want.
But I still
would
wouldn't mess with them. You know,
Houston.
Terry, I wouldn't.
I would
A
wanna
lot of
see
those-
Leadership,
Yeah.
playoff
Yeah.
ability.
I don't know.
I don't know whether
I don't
want to
know.
mess with that.
They're not quite banging on trash cans right now over in Houston, so
No.
they've
Yeah,
not
but
they've
yeah,
not
but-
had a great season. But here's the thing:
I
if you're
wouldn't wanna
Tampa, if
pick
you're
the
Tampa
team,
Bay, if you're Tampa Bay, you're really not worried about which one of those teams you choose because you've just been so much better than everybody else in the American League.
Just give me your 8th place team
So,
and
Tom,
I'll play.
If they,
That's how I feel, Terry, and I think that's how it's.
who
I
would
think
you rather
that's how
have,
it's
Blue
going to
Jays or
go.
Astros? And if not that, you're going to be.
I
going-
would. I would go. I kind of agree with Terry here. I would not want to play the team that had the World Series experience, even though they don't have all the same guys, but still, they've got a lot. So I'm going with the Blue Jays if I had a choice. Of course, that might. I'm telling you what, man. If they walk the guy in front of me to get to me, that pisses me off.
If they
and
don't-
that's kind of the equivalent of that. You
If
know,
they
so-
don't win the division, more than likely that means they'll be playing either the Yankees or one of the divisional opponents, or maybe even the Oakland A's. So, any of those you fear or would want to play, or what are your feelings about that? Yankees or A's? We kind of heard about your division opponents. You kind of look at those teams maybe because that I'm looking at a possible Yankees matchup if the numbers work out. Looking at it.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that can happen. You know, why you're a little confused is you can't play. I mean, your in division rivals basically you've been playing them and the one from the
Right.
National League.
You have no
not
idea.
played. Like how is Cleveland going to match up against the Yankees?
You
How
have
how
no
are they going to
idea.
match up against the Blue Jays?
See, that's why to me, anybody that has to pick and there's a divisional opponent right there, it's like, look, I'll take them because I have no idea what I'm getting out of the other teams. I know if I want to try and at least guarantee as a higher seed that I move on, I'm going to play the lower seed from my own division.
Yeah.
Like, say, with the Dodgers, it's either going to be the Padres or the Giants if they get it. It's like, I don't know.
Be the third place team.
Think about it. Do the Dodgers really want to see the Phillies? If the Phillies get in, do you think the Dodgers really want to see the Phillies? Like, because you just said that lineup can go ballistic
yeah,
at any
but
moment.
The Dodgers are really
I know.
good.
I'm just saying that's something that they have to take into consideration. We could almost clean up this series fast, playing a divisional opponent that we know, or we take the chance of slipping up at some point against an explosive offense.
I guess the easiest thing to do, Terry, is who's the worst team. That's who is the very
Who
worst
is
team.
the
Who's
8th
worst
seed?
team? Yeah, who is the worst team? So it does make it much more for a chess match because you haven't seen them play enough different teams.
And traditionally
the Yankees have been Indian killers. I mean, even when they're not that good, they still mean like I don't want to see them. Even though the Yankees, if you look at them, have not done as well as Tampa Bay
Lately.
and a few of the other teams.
But
Lately,
let's just say
especially,
Cleveland falls. I'm not saying they will, but because they've been playing good. But say they fall to 7, I would not want to be an upper team and pick Cleveland
No.
because their pitching is good. I mean,
they got-
I'm gonna have to win a game 3-2.
Really, they got
or 2-1.
They got 3 bats though. I mean,
yeah, but
they got,
I know that's what you might be looking at. But what does playoffs mean? Playoffs means that
Pitching.
your pitching steps up.
Mm. Unless you're Atlanta, we just got to out hit everybody, which we can do.
Yeah.
But
I mean, you got Jose Ramirez, you got Reyes, and you got Lindor, and you got a bunch of other guys that I would have bunt. I mean, that's how
I'll say
bad
this
they are
though:
right now.
out of the American League,
Yeah.
the team I'm watching for that might make some noise, y'all close to them. The Twins. I'm keeping my eye on the Twins.
They're shaky.
They're
you know what I
shaky
mean? They're
about-
shaky. I don't know why.
They've hammered the Cardinals.
But I feel
Yeah.
like everybody this year though has been kind of
They
shaking the
shake.
American League. Think
Yeah.
about it: the Yankees. The only team that's really been consistent, there's 2 of them, has been the A's, and I can't tell if that's just because their division is terrible. And Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay's been up top. The Yankees for a while, they've been up and down. They've been hit with injuries here and there.
Cleveland lost 8 in a row and then won 7
That's
of
what
8.
I'm saying.
It's crazy.
Cleveland went on a
Crazy.
losing streak and
Yeah.
goes on a winning streak. So to me, I feel the American League pick to me is a lot tougher than the National League pick because I'm serious when I think it's either going to be the Dodgers. As much as I hate to say that, they have been so good this year, and I feel very confident if I sit here and say, not just as a Braves fan, it could be us because we're clicking at the right time. You're peaking at the right time, and even with us not having all of our starters in last night, we were able to still have a walk-off against the Red Sox. Like, we hardly played anybody last night.
Cleveland's
Kansas
had
City
like
have
2
a
or 3
chance?
walk-offs.
No.
It's
Heck,
over. Terry.
man.
It's over, Terry.
It's something
done?
about walk-offs too that give you momentum going
All
into
right,
the playoffs.
Terry,
Exactly.
do the Dodgers with Kershaw having a 4.85 ERA versus the Cardinals, would they choose St. Louis? Or do they stay in and pick with, like Hunter said, the Giants?
There are teams out there that I
'Cause
would
we've-
not pick.
We've killed Kershaw.
I mean, that's what I'm
Just
saying.
one guy,
There's-
though.
you
Just
It's
want
one
just
him?
guy.
well, that's 2
One
losses
guy.
in a 7-game series.
But it's
That's
far-
not a
No, it's only
guarantee.
what,
Two
3
wins.
out of
It's not
5.
3 out of
It's
5.
a 3 out of 5.
3 out of
first
5.
round. So we get 2 wins off Kershaw.
I got it
What
for
are
you
we
right
bringing after
here.
that?
I got where they're at,
Yeah.
too. They, like
3
I
out of
said,
5.
these are neutral sites. So it will be the NLDS will be at Globe Life in Arlington and Minute Maid in Houston. The ALDS will be Petco Park in San Diego. And the other one, thank God this is for the American League, or else I would call a bunch of bull crap. It would be at the Dodger Stadium in LA. If that was going to be for NLDS and the Dodgers could just play at home, I was like, whoa.
They actually switched them up. Texas is doing the NLCS stuff for the National League.
okay.
So they wouldn't have a home.
I was about to say that would just be come on now.
Yeah.
That's
System,
that's
so.
just giving it to them. NLCS will be at Globe Life, ALCS at
Are Texas and
Petco.
California eat up with the corona though? I think it's.
I'm pretty sure
choice.
California's on fire.
Yeah, it's
and you
interesting.
can't quite breathe
Interesting
great
choice,
out
yeah.
there. So
Sorry, Terry, I cut you off.
No, I wasn't going to say nothing. The only thing I was thinking is when we speaking of Kansas City, and I mentioned Kansas City.
no, we're still.
Well,
Why
here.
are we talking
We're
about
not
Kansas
Why are we
talking
City?
about
talking
Kansas City. I'm
Okay.
just saying that when Perez got hurt, our catcher, our leader, and he was out for 12 games, we went 3-9. Since he's been
Man, that
back.
sounds like what I've been saying about Yadier Molina forever.
That's what I'm saying. Well, that's true.
Them catchers.
Speaking of Yadier, he got his 2,000th hit this year. He's 5th all-time in catcher's hits. And he's the all-time leader in throwing catcher runners out percentage.
To go back to what you said, Tom.
Don't interrupt me about
I'm just
Yadier.
saying this.
You talk about him every week. Him and Danica.
He's just got 2,000 hits.
Every
Yeah,
week.
cool, great. They might not make the playoffs. This is
Might.
this
They
is
might.
about the playoffs. If California comes out of play, secondary spot is Arizona.
Okay.
They
Well,
would
that
be
makes
going
more
to Arizona.
sense. But it's Northern California and the Pacific Northwest. So if they're playing in L.A., they should be okay.
Should be the only
Why
the
should
only
y'all
question
talk?
is
Neither
is
one of
what
y'all
is
gonna make the
air
World
quality,
Series.
huh?
Hey, you know what?
Excuse me, peanut gallery.
I will say this: the Braves are going to be my backup team this year, and I can't. It's between them and San Diego. I like both those teams. a lot of local
Listen,
Braves fans.
I will always go for the Braves. If they lose, it's anybody but the Dodgers.
I always
Yeah.
pull for the Braves for the simple reason that was who my grandpa pulled for.
There you
Yeah,
go.
I
So,
mean, you know,
My grandfather pulled for the Red Sox, but
So
they're not
there
going to
you go.
make it. So
I remember
Yeah.
my father-in-law would listen to the Braves games on,
On
the
the
radio. He'd
radio.
listen to the Legion baseball and Braves games.
more
There's
than
just
once
so
did
many,
I go out
so
and sit
many,
in the car and
so
my
many
grandpa
Braves
listened
fans.
to the Braves.
And Burns'
Yep.
number one fan, Nelson Roycer, is a huge Braves fan. So we have to go. Braves is back up to you, even though Kevin, they will not
I'll
be
tell
his
you
backup
what,
team.
in case the Braves get put
I
out,
used to actually pull for the Indians.
if the
Tom.
Braves
Yeah.
get put out and the Cardinals make it, I will pull for the Cardinals.
I might pull for the Cardinals
That's
a game or two as well because
Maybe
Kevin
one
only
or two.
supports my Cleveland team. So
There
I
we
may
go. That's what I'll
support-
do.
I do not
Cardinals.
support the Cavaliers. I will say that. the other two are cool. There's
The
no,
other two are
there's
cool.
no
They're fine.
Cavaliers for me.
They're fine.
Now y'all were cool. Y'all had some Carolina blue in your jerseys there for a couple of years. Remember those days? The black and the Carolina blue stripes across the front.
Oh, for Cleveland.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
yeah.
Cavs.
The Cavaliers. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's,
All right.
that's been a few years.
Tom was confused.
Yeah.
yeah,
I was like,
I
when
was.
did the Indians wear Carolina
No,
blue?
they didn't. They didn't. How about here's your all-time hits for catchers, Terry? Because I know you were very interested in this.
Hey, that first one though was an all-time great. I
I'm-
used to love watching him play.
I am going to say this, Hunter. I would say he may be the only person or the main person I'll hear an argument with that's better than Yadier all around.
Ivan. I used to say Ivan, but then I heard people say Ivan. I was like, Ivan Rodriguez. I was like,
Told you about he hit me with a bat.
huh?
Told you about him hitting me with a baseball
He hit
bat.
you with a
hadn't
bat. You probably deserved
Yeah,
it.
Pudge Rodriguez hit me with a baseball bat.
Mm.
True story.
Down in Gastonia.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I was bat boying.
Yeah.
He hit
when
you
he
with
was
a
with the
bat.
Gastonia
He also
Rangers.
was the catcher when the Miami Marlins won a World Series.
He was.
Yeah. that's
He,
true.
he was catching. Me and my friend, we had to flip coins to who got home and away.
Yeah.
Wasn't he always throwing guys out from his knees? Like he was the only guy that can do that. They
Well,
throw him out from his knees.
Molina can.
Yeah.
They
Mhm.
I got the home team, which is the
Yeah.
Rangers. They all spoke Spanish, like everybody on the team except you remember. I don't know if you guys probably do. Benji Gill
Yeah,
was on that
vaguely
team at
familiar.
shortstop, and so Benji Gill, Pudge. I actually have Pudge's Gastonia Rangers card somewhere, not here. But anyway, Hunter, the umpire called for balls.
Mhm.
I was home team's responsible for the ball, so I went and picked up the balls and I turned around and Pudge had just stepped in the on deck circle.
Yeah.
And he swung when I was coming behind. He had two bats, and the back end hit me, and it knocked me down. I mean, I'm small, knocked me down. The balls went everywhere, and so Pudge Rodriguez helped me up, and I picked the balls up, took them to the umpire. So the all time hits leader in catchers. Hit
Little
me in
did you know
hit
a
me-
Hall of Famer just hit you
hit
in the
me
back
in
of
the head with
Yeah.
a baseball bat.
I tell you, when I'm on the,
And he had to pick up all the balls and take them to him. Because Kevin couldn't get
but
up.
I'm
But
telling
see, I was his man though because he's the catcher, so I had to bring it. I was his bubble gum and seed man. He was like,
yeah.
keep the catchers happy. And so
Yeah.
me and Pudge were, and he was so sorry. He's like, oh, he apologized, and he was mostly Spanish, but
Oh, yeah.
he did say sorry, and all that. But yeah, go ahead, Tom. I was going to point out these guys if you had something.
I was just going to say that when you're on the ball field, Terry, don't you always watch out for that? Those kids
Yes.
swinging and you're walking
Yes.
over there, you get hit in the head.
Yeah.
It's like you're going to the hospital. Some of these kids, you got to watch
a
out.
little girl took out one of our coaches swinging up the other day, Terry.
Yeah, you better watch out.
because she'd come over from the other side to get behind the batter, and he wasn't. He just backed into her and about took one in the rib
I've
cage.
seen kids get hurt bad.
Oh yes,
Yes.
yes.
So Hunter and guys, here's the top 8 hits leaders for catchers in Major League history. This is before Yadier joined the list this week. Pudge Rodriguez is first with 2,600 hits. Then Ted Simmons, Terry. People argue he's one of the maybe the best Cardinals catcher, but Yadier has put. I didn't know Ted had that many hits and was second all time. But I know a lot of people who are big Ted Simmons fans. Carlton Fisk. Everybody keeps forgetting about him. He was big time in the American League. Tom, you've
Is he?
seen
Yep.
plenty of Carlton Fisk in your life,
Oh
haven't
yeah,
you?
White Sox and Red Sox. Didn't he play for both? Yeah, he
played.
played well into his 40s.
He played from 1969 to 1993.
Yeah, he played a long time. Yeah, he played a long time.
24 years.
He hit that famous home run at
And he
Fenway
kept
Park.
pushing.
Yeah.
He retired at age 45 at catcher. Yogi Berra is fourth all time with 2,150 hits. Now, this is where Yadier could legitimately get within the next 2 years is he can get up to fourth maybe next year with a good season and catch Yogi. Yogi with 2,150. Mike Piazza,
Mike Piazza, the old New York Mets.
2,127. Now Terry, he may be People consider him maybe the best home run hitting catcher / power catcher, but no one will get him convinced with the best defensive catcher, will they?
No, but I never did like Mike Piazza. I
You
guess
wasn't a
because he
Piazza
played for
fan?
the Dodgers, I guess.
And the
You know.
Mets.
Yeah,
the mean
but I
old
never
man.
was a.
Piazza could swing it. Speaking of
He
Mets,
could play.
Gary Carter, 2,092. And then 7th place, what many people consider one of the greatest, if not the greatest catcher, Johnny Bench, 2,048 hits. And Jason Kendall ended his career, Hunter,
One shot.
on 1999.
I would have just been like, look, coach.
That's like A-Rod being 4 homers short of 700. I can't believe if you're willing to cheat and do steroids and everything, you're not willing to stay in there for 4
Four
more
games.
home runs.
That's it.
And so Yadier gets in there at 2,000. And they're 29-27. Hopefully, we'll be in the playoffs. All right, Hunter Freeman for MVP.
Absolutely. Freddie Freeman leads, if I'm not mistaken, still to this day. I know it was earlier this week, 4 or 5 statistical categories for batting in the National League.
Mm-hmm.
And, sure, people could argue WAR, but they'll get shot down real fast when I can pull 4 or 5 different stats to your one. So Freddie Freeman for MV free.
MV
And
Freeman.
what else to cap it off than to come in last night, not even starting, extra innings. He was basically supposed to have the night off, rest, comes in, walk off to win the game. So if that's not, clutch gene for a MVP do MVP things.
So you thought he was Gibson?
Excuse me?
You thought he was Gibson?
No, I
coming
think
in.
he's Freddie
Oh.
Freeman about to win his first MVP.
How about this? The Braves have
And he's on run to get Gold Glove.
3 hitters in the top 8 in batting average in Major League Baseball.
They can hit.
What is it?
3
Him,
of the top
Ozuna.
8 hitters.
It's Freddie Freeman and Ozuna, and
D'Arnaud,
I don't even know who the hell that is.
it's your catcher.
Yeah, okay. I don't.
You don't even know who the hell he's played 43 games.
No,
Hunter.
I don't. I don't pay attention.
Is
to
this
catching.
out of both leagues, or is this
This
just
is
out of
Major League
national?
Baseball.
Okay.
Tom,
Listen, I don't pay attention. I'm
his
sorry.
catcher
but-
is 8th in baseball in batting average. Played 43 games. He has no idea who he is.
Sorry, I don't pay attention. I'm sorry, I don't pay attention to who's behind the plate. I promise you, I don't.
Well, anyway,
I just pay
you
attention
got a
to
pretty
fielders.
decent catcher, Hunter.
We got a decent
hitter.
catcher
Yeah,
hit
he's
with
pretty
the
decent.
swinging the bats. Yeah, I just pay
Listen.
attention to field guys.
The fact I expected Marcelo Ozuna to hit a bunch of home runs.
He is on
The fact
fire.
he's hitting 335. You guys got a fantastic idea. I told you he could catch. He's a nut. He's crazy.
Yeah, but we got
He's fun
he can
baseball player
catch.
to
But the
watch.
thing is, we got him really just playing DH most of the time.
Right.
So that's
So-
what kills me when I look at stuff like that.
He's got a Gold Glove.
And he's about to be top 8.
Terry? What?
What is he, sixth right now?
Perez from Kansas City is batting like 360 something, but he's not even, because he missed so many games, so they
Right,
don't, even give him.
He don't have enough plate
Yeah.
appearances. 21 people right now are over 300. We thought we might have someone batting 400, Terry, and the top one is 351. Like, where are the days that Tony Gwynn, I think, averaged 353, wasn't it? Or we come up with? Or
Where's
343,
Rod
something like that?
Carew?
Like,
I mean,
where's-
some of them guys like that. Yeah.
So 351 being the top. That's Juan Soto. Hunter, does Soto got a case for the MVP?
He will have a case. I've heard many people say it'll be between him and Freddie. The only problem that I have with that is, so that's literally like the only statistical thing that Soto's leading in the NL. Like,
Doubles, Freeman's
other than that,
one.
Freeman's everywhere.
Freeman's 1 in doubles. Smith 2 from the Mets. Hernandez from Cleveland is 3rd. Christian Walker 4th, and Martinez 5th from Boston. Franco Terry is 5th, tied for 5th with doubles there.
Yeah, and I'm going to tell you somebody else on there, Trey Turner. Used to be shortstop for North Carolina State.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah, for the National. He's up there.
Ozuna leads baseball in hits. Hunter
Mm.
hits. 74 hits. He's tied with Abreu from the White Sox and Trey Turner.
74.
Freddie Freeman is 4th with 71 hits, 3 behind. And then Machado is tied with a couple of guys, including Tim Anderson from the White Sox. So there's your hits leaders. Let's get over to your runs. Freddie Freeman's number 1 in runs. Sounds familiar.
Mm-hmm.
Fernando Tatis and Swanson, Mookie Betts, and Ronald Acuna are your top 5 run scorers. So 3 of the top 5 run scorers are Atlanta Braves.
I mean,
Trey
that's what
Turner
happens
again.
when we score, 29 runs in one game.
Are y'all
and,
the Chiefs?
Listen, we might be defense be sketchy, but we can score with the best of them. Last month we were the
So you're
highest.
the Seahawks.
This
You're
year.
ready to
More
say
Seahawks than
that's
Chiefs.
more than one NFL team
Yeah.
that does that.
Yeah, that's more than one. But last month we were the highest scoring team in baseball. So
Home runs, Voit is first. Abreu's second with 19.
pretty sure we led
21st
last
Voit.
month in home runs by a team too.
By comparison, Cleveland won last night with only 4 hits.
Cleveland.
I mean, you're not going to win playoff baseball with 4 hits.
Cleveland's Ramirez with
He'll
7.
keep
Yeah,
it
he's
close.
hitting the ball. Him, Reyes, Lindor's hitting a little bit. Delino DeShields Jr. is out there playing. It's
Oh,
kind
God.
of, he's actually hitting the ball
He's
a little
okay,
bit.
yeah.
Because
I like Delano Shields.
they had the I want to say the other guy's name. Mercado was hitting 163. So I mean, they had to do something there.
Ozuna and Trout and Ramirez are all tied at third with 17 bombs, and Cruz, Machado, Duval. People want to do the math on it. So to figure out exactly about what pace we're on as far as home runs and things like that to get an idea. So
Seems like they hit more and more every year.
all you gotta do is do 60 divided by 1, all that math or whatever. So they 162 divided by 60, 2.7. So 21 homers times 2.7 for you math folks. Voit is on pace basically for 57 home runs right now. I was thinking 25 was the number to get to 60 to break to get in the 60s range. So Voigt's having a pretty good home run year. So Tom, your guy Ramirez, will do 17 times 2.7. He would be on pace for a 46 home run year. Him and Trout and Ozuna.
Marcell Ozuna. Yep,
would
he's on
all
the
be
same
pace
place.
for that. Yep.
I need to correct that. Mercado was batting 123. How could your starting center fielder bat 123, Terry? How's that even happen?
Could Jordan come out of retirement and do that right now?
I'm telling you, and he has
You
had.
think he could hit 123?
And
I think I could hit
Kevin,
maybe
Kevin,
123.
he's had 88 plate appearances.
What position does he play?
He's a center fielder.
Center fielder is an important position.
And he was-
Let's go over this. Wait a minute. Cleveland center fielder
Was
batted
batting
123, and you're easily making the playoffs.
DeShields
The
is
Angels
batting
center fielder is
250.
the greatest thing since Jesus, and they're in debt next to last.
But
Center fielder means nothing.
Luplo's been starting a lot in the outfield.
Just catch
188.
Just
Terry.
catch the pop-ups.
That one time their entire outfield was batting below 200, and their catchers were also below 200. How can you win and get no
The
offensive
days-
production?
Pitching.
I mean, but still,
Pitching.
you've got to get something.
The days
Terry.
I really
You've
remember
got to
those.
get something.
It
from
seems to
your
me y'all
outfield.
need to make a trade in the offseason with
yeah.
something for
Hey,
something.
listen, you send us a pitcher, we send you a hitter.
Well,
That's what you need
That's
to do.
all you have to do, 1 for 1.
I'm still like scratching my head just a little bit over getting rid of Clevenger when you really need that
I read
pitching.
about that injury too. He's got right now. He had to get his elbow. It's like flaring up. He's had to get cortisone shots before the pitches. So
Yeah, that's not the first time.
For you
So,
folks that like made up stats, OPS, there are 6 players in baseball over 1 in OPS. Acuna, Dominic Smith, Nelson Cruz, Ozuna, Freddie Freeman, and Soto. Braves have 3 of the top 6 OPS hitters in
They're hitting
baseball.
the ball.
Folks, the Braves are your hammer.
I'm just gonna say everybody said at the
What happens
beginning
in the
of the
postseason,
year.
though, Terry?
Hey, I know everybody said at the beginning of the year, Dodgers and Yankees. Watch out for them. They're gonna be in the championship.
And what if the
The
Braves, still
Braves
had
are
Donaldson?
knocking on
Donaldson
the door.
was on that team last year. What if they still had Donaldson?
But
That's
see, if
what
we
I'm
had
saying. That's
Donaldson
what he was
still-
talking about.
Yeah,
You wouldn't have
We
Ozuna.
wouldn't have
We
Ozuna
wouldn't have
because
Ozuna.
That's right,
because
that's right.
Ozuna. That's
Yeah.
essentially
Yeah,
what we
yeah,
did.
Ozuna,
Yeah.
that's how come he's so good because he's batting at the Freddie Freeman and them, and he's
Yeah,
like, heck
yeah.
yeah. No
Yeah.
wonder Donaldson like it here.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
I can rip these
now
pitches
Donaldson's
too.
Isn't Donaldson with the Twins now?
But
Where's
that
he
little
at?
jerk stunt he pulled the other day with going back and kicking dirt on the plate. What a I can't say the word on the radio.
Oh,
Yeah,
gosh.
yes, you can.
Use a different adjective.
What did you get? An abomination to the game of baseball?
I mean,
What's the rule?
He's a travesty.
There
of
you
the
go.
game.
There you go, Tom. That's what you.
That's not what I was going to
You
call
can call
him.
him a travesty.
You
I
know
was
what he
trying to
told
give
me?
you a good word to
You know what he
use.
told me the other day when I tried that? That's
You were gonna call him a triple B.
No, well,
Oh.
yeah, something. But see,
Okay.
usually my trump card with Kevin when he talks about his ridiculous baseball stuff is travesty of the game. He said, quote, I am 38 years old, and you are the
Oh,
only
Lordy.
person who has ever told me travesty of the game.
I've never heard it in my life.
It's in the rule
Never
book,
heard
is
it.
it not, Terry?
It is.
Travesty of the
You know
game.
what's not in the rule book, Terry? Tom.
Stop.
Arm angles.
Stop.
No. We're
All right.
not going there.
Who's your World Series right now, Tom?
Just a matchup or the winner?
Matchup and winner.
Okay.
All right. Well, my heart tells me it's going to be the Indians and the Dodgers, but really, that's what I think. I think Cleveland's going to find a way with their outfield batting under 200. They'll find a way to the World Series. But I don't know. Cleveland Braves, I would also like to see, but I think it's going to be. I got to go with the team playing the best baseball be the Tampa Bay and Los Angeles. What do you think, Terry?
So you're going with Tampa Bay and L.A.
That's what I'm going with right now.
Okay, I was wondering because you said like 14 different teams there, and I was wondering if you was going to pick two.
Terry, this was spontaneous. I didn't know I was going to have to pick World
I
Series.
didn't know. I just want.
It's
just
evolving. It's a
I
change.
mean, it's like a 2-team chase, and you mentioned like 18 teams.
But some people think
So-
about things, Terry. Unlike you.
Okay, mine's pretty simple. Dodgers.
Yeah.
I want Atlanta too,
Yeah.
but and then I'm gonna have to go. I'm going Minnesota.
You got one of my two teams correct. I was going to go with the Twins. I think the Twins somehow find a way to do it in the postseason. And then Atlanta, I got to roll with them. The difference is we're kind of putting it together. So I can feel confident with Atlanta. So
No, I'm not saying
Atlanta,
Atlanta's
Minnesota.
actually not a bad pick, but the Twins are a little shaky. They're not consistent.
All right, Hunter, pick a team not your favorite team.
okay, the Padres.
All right, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's-
I think it's
They
the
have
bats.
a chance.
I think it's
really
the
think
bats.
it's close between those three
You said
teams.
Atlanta
the
and who?
Padres, the
I
Dodgers,
said the
and the Braves.
Atlanta
I
and the
think it's close.
Twins. If you'd make me not choose Atlanta, it would be the Padres.
So I was going to pick Heart Cardinals Tampa. Heart Cardinals Indians and Head Padres Rays.
Okay.
And you said Padres there, so it made me feel a little bit better.
The Rays are playing good ball, man.
I got
They are
Tampa.
playing good.
I
They
got
are playing
Tampa and
good. I feel
San
like
Diego.
the American League is more of a coin flip than the National League.
Cardinals have lost to
Hunter,
every
Between
terrible
three teams,
team.
Hunter, it's close. Between the Braves, Padres, and Dodgers, I think it's close, man. I mean, I really think
is.
Cards have lost to every terrible team they've played.
What's so
They're up
crazy-
and down, but they own the Braves and
Like,
they
think
own
about
the
it.
Dodgers. So
You talk about
some
how
things
close
don't worry
it
me.
is
I think we can
between-
upset somebody and
How
then
close it is between
go
the
from
Braves
there.
and the Dodgers and the Padres, and only 2 out of those 3 got one of the top 4 seeds.
it's
The
gonna be-
Padres are not going to
It's
get
gonna be
one.
fun.
So.
I think it's going to be fun. Once we
It'll
start
be
to play,
fun.
It'll be fun.
All right.
Yes.
Before we go, this is not